Brother, who do we have with us today?
We have a young man who is doing some big things as an independent artist, and we're excited that he's showing all of us as an independent artist what you can do. When little is much and God is in it, you can do anything that you want to do.
So who do we have?
We have none other than T Rex from New York. What's up? What's up?
What up? What up?
We're excited to have you today. Today is a very important day. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
What you got going on today?
Today, my debut album drops, and it's called The Package. So, very excited for me. My first album, and I've been working on it for a while, and it's finally here. It's finally out.
Well, we've been playing your singles. Our program directors had been playing you for a while before I even knew who you were, and now you're
Yeah,
now.
and she was playing it way before
Yep.
everybody else was. So
Yeah.
I appreciate her so much.
Yeah. She's always on the cutting edge. I be telling her about somebody. She'd be, I already got them. I'd be like, oh, okay, yes. So, what are some of the events that you've had leading up to this day? Because you've been very busy.
Oh man, right now I'm just out doing promo, going from city to city, just letting people know that I have an album out. I just had an album release in Miami, which was amazing, and then last night I had a big concert release in New York City, um, and just a bunch of interviews and just just running around promoting the album. So that's really all I've been doing the past couple of weeks, and there's so much more going on. I'll be look, I got so many dates going on in my head.
Right.
Atlanta coming up. I got Charlotte, New York coming up, um, and a few other cities.
So
But I'm
how
busy.
how are you um, uh, dealing after the pandemic? Have you got vaccinated, or you just going by faith? How's that looking for you?
Well, I got vaccinated um, for my own personal reasons, and I knew that we were getting ready to travel, and I know without having that, it would prevent me from going to certain places. So I just went ahead and got it, and yeah, I'm vaccinated.
The reason why I ask that is because a lot of artists now are getting back out onto the tour circuit and things of that nature. And I know that some people have some druthers about the vaccination, but it's so important that we as a people continue to spread the word that vaccination is important because sometimes for us we go about and we talk about conspiracy theory, but there's also a theory that we can be a conspirator when we don't get vaccinated, and then we affect our community even the more. So I think that we have to use wisdom as we go
Hmm.
forward, because a lot of times in our being uh, uh, concerned, sometimes we miss the greater good for the people.
Right, right. And this conspiracy theory thing, I think, is just getting so out of hand.
I agree.
So I honestly don't involve myself in those conversations. I
Hmm.
just totally stay away from it. I know what I believe. I know who's my God, and I don't want to have a debate about it.
Yeah.
So
And then also tell people that they have to really understand their history because they're very quickly to talk about the Tuskegee experiment, but what they don't know or they don't recall is that they actually gave those men syphilis, and they basically the experiment was to see how their bodies would react by giving them no medicine. So they were
right,
not given a vaccine or anything else. They were infected, and then they were studying how their bodies and things would react by not receiving any type of medication to help them. But the conspiracy there was that people thought they were getting medicine and they weren't. They were just being infected. And but
right,
now, based on the technology and the knowledge, we have a better way of monitoring real or fake or things of that nature. We got too many people that look like us, that are in positions that can actually say this is not right. You feel what I'm saying? And
Right,
they don't pay attention that the vaccine Moderna was actually uh, designed and put
Mm-hmm.
together and led by an African American woman.
Yes, sir.
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So that's very important. So as you're going back in, we're talking about vaccination. Let's talk about the social unrest because you're coming out in time after we have seen great impact in social unrest in our country. We've seen some transitions that have taken place, and just recently they declared Juneteenth a federal holiday. What is your message going out as you promote your album?
Man, I believe. Well, during COVID, I kind of was like the busiest I was in my life. For some reason, um, God had me all moving around. I was doing all kind of concerts in the streets and still traveling and still uh, doing things. And I think right now, it said Stevie Wonder put out a album called The Keys of Life during a really bad pandemic. And I was like, you know what? People saying, oh, don't put out no music. It's a pandemic. You can't promote it. You can't sell it. But I felt like God was telling me that because of what was going on, that people needed to know that their storm is a ministry and shine and just all these great records that's on. These records are really for this time and what's going on. So I thought it was real important for me to put out an album now. You know what I'm saying? I think this is what we need right now. I'm not against, all the other music, but we need, people are hurting, people are dying, and they need to hear. And music is so powerful. I don't think we know how powerful music was.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And if I'm gonna be putting something out there in the universe, I'm gonna be putting something out there that's gonna touch, that's gonna inspire people. So I think it's great, for this album to be coming out around this time with COVID, and hopefully it gets better.
Well, God is in control of everything. So our job is to be the vessels that He uses, and the other stuff we don't worry about. Now, of course, we be concerned, but we cast all our cares on God, and He cares for us, and He takes care of us. Now,
First Peter 5:7. That's my favorite verse.
is that right?
Hmm.
So, as you put these tours together, because you're an independent artist, how did you how did you do it? Because I watch you, because we communicate a lot. But how do you, as an independent artist, how are you so active? You don't wait for nobody to do nothing.
Well, you know what? I was in the business working with a guy named Life Jennings,
Hmm.
um, and Shalik, and I was a road manager. He's a platinum artist. These was guys that were, on the award shows, and I was the tour manager. So from taking them all around for years and years and years and years, I developed a lot of relationship with PDs, um, like Dave Dickerson, who's the head of Sirius XM. He's playing my record to Storm
Hmm.
3-4 times a day. So big up to Dave. And I just met a lot of executives, and I met a lot of promoters
Hmm.
because I was actually one doing the contracts with the promoters for the shows.
Hmm.
So I developed a relationship with these guys throughout all of these years. And when it came time for me to put out my record, they were all excited to hear it, and they were all excited to help. So that's why you got my music in like Music Choice and just places. Since I'm Indian, I don't have a record deal. They're playing me on national places and stations that I really shouldn't be on. But it's from developing those relationships over the last 20 years, road managing and managing different R&B singers in the business.
Well, see, so you put the groundwork in, and people don't understand your connections early on will come back and they will help you. The key is
Yeah,
you're not going to be
yeah.
paid for everything that you do starting out.
Be a good person, love everybody, make people laugh, make people want to be around you,
Hmm.
be a hard worker,
Hmm.
and let people see that you work hard. And people, when it's your time, they will help you.
So let me ask you a question. Are you still road managing yourself, or do you have a road manager now?
I s- I have an assistant named Katina,
Uh,
and she helps me with my everyday um, schedule and my everyday life. Uh, Hopefully sooner or later I'll get a management team, but because I was a manager and I managed, big artists, I'm pretty much just doing it myself for right now.
so let me ask you this question: in uh, promoting and doing this independently, what would be one of the one or a couple words of advice that you would give to the independent artists that are paying it are on the line today?
I would say, first of all, keep God first,
Mm-hmm.
um, as best as you can.
Mm-hmm.
I would say be consistent. I would say know who you are, and be confident in who you are. Perfect who you are. Don't try to be like anybody else.
Right.
You have to learn how to perfect what God has given you and just be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Love everybody. Um, and just use discernment on a lot of things, you know, basically keeping God first. And that's really my thing. My thing, I think how I've made it this far is because I've been so consistent, you know, for 20 years now. I haven't took no breaks. I just been consistent. And sometimes consistency will win, you know, along with all those other things that I just said. So that's pretty much the advice that I would give.
How did you feel about going number one on the internet charts? Because that's
Man,
a
that's
that's a
crazy.
big start.
Even to see my name, Terrell T. Banks Diamond, like on a chart, still blows my mind. Um, when I went to the big up to Dallas Frazier, when I went to the deal with Dallas to represent the record, he he said, "Man, it'll take about 6 months." And I was like, "Okay, so hey, I know sometimes a new record takes a little while."
Mm-hmm.
And he called me like within 3 weeks, and the song was number one. And this is on the internet gospel radio, and I was just like, "Wow,"
Yeah,
you know.
because
And
that's a
now
start.
it then turned over to Sirius XM, and other stations are playing it that are now it's on the gospel airplay station. So now we're just trying to get it to work up as much as we can, but for no record deal, to be independent, and the places I'm going and things that I'm doing is unheard of.
So, in your layout of your plan, um, uh, when do you come to the West Coast?
Soon. So right now we're doing all the East Coast because I am from the East Coast. Um, but our second leg, I'm going to be doing Texas. We're definitely coming to San Diego to see y'all,
Mhm.
but LA, Vegas. So that's my next goal, is to just take care of this whole East Side. I'm going to be going out with Dave Hollister in August,
Mhm.
uh, and we're going to work our way to the West.
Okay. Well, Robert Earl Dean, you have any other questions?
I just think I'm just amazed at how you've walked everything through, and how it's paying off for you. This all you independent artists, this should be so encouraging to you, because I watched him and we've talked when he was going to plan on doing things, and he stuck to the script, and he didn't let anybody or nothing take him off of his focus. And that's a big key that we all as independent artists have to realize. Stay focused. If God promised you something, he is going to do it, but you got to stay focused, and you can't let all these people in your ear, because everybody always has the best remedy for you or the best way that you should go. But if God gave you the gift and God gave you the vision, stick to that. You can't let nothing take you off of that. That's what I would say.
Don't let nothing take you off that. And I'm so excited. Today is my album came out, and you guys are the first interview I've done for my first album, and I'm excited. Thank you, Robert. Thank you to your partner. I
Dr.
appreciate you
LT,
guys.
LT,
Hmm?
that's LT.
LT, yes.
So brother, um, we have queued up Storm. Now, is that the single, or do you have a new single you're dropping with the album?
No, The Storm is actually the single. And
Okay.
I have another single out called Shine.
Yeah.
Shine was just a warm up record.
Uh-huh.
But right now, since The Storm is doing so well with radio,
Hmm.
we got, and it hasn't peaked yet. We're still with The Storm. But towards the later of the year, I'm gonna drop another record out.
All right. If you can tell people how they can find you and how they can get your product, and we're going to have you introduce your song Storm, and we're going to play it for the people right now.
Um, my name is Terrell T Rex Simon. You can find me at King RNG T Rex. That's KINGRNG T Rex. Um, and basically, if you go there, everything is there. I have a website that's up. I can't remember the name, but it debuted today. But Instagram, if you find me there, you'll find me anywhere. And this record right here is the first official single off of my album, the number one gospel record on internet radio, like they said. Um, and it's just a real song, and it touches and ministers to everybody. And it's called The Storm.
Right here on God Radio 1.
.com.